Today I'm going to be sharing with you color blending techniques using alcohol markers called Stamping Blends by Stampin' Up. I'm also going to be featuring the stamp set called Celebrate Sunflowers, so let's get started. Hi, what's up guys? This is Claudette. Welcome to my Creative Corner, bringing you creative ideas and projects in the paper crafting world. So I'm going to be working with alcohol markers today, so let's jump right into it. But before we do this, if this is your first time tuning in, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon down below to be notified of when I upload my latest videos. And if you're already part of my YouTube family, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing blending, and we're going to be using this stamp set featuring Celebrate Sunflowers. And they have coordinating dies with those sunflowers. I think this is such a beautiful set. So we're going to be doing some blending techniques, and this is the smaller of the sunflower, so I'll be demonstrating on the larger sunflower. So this flower right here we'll be working with today. Alright, so today I'm going to be working with the Stamparatus since I'm using a larger stamp. And the Stamparatus is great, so you could get nice crisp images. If you missed an area, you could go right back into the same spot and correct the area that you miss without messing up your image, versus using a clear block. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in some white cardstock, and this cardstock is measuring 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I cut it down to that size so I could use it as a layer when I am creating my next card project. This Stamparatus comes with 2 plates on the hinges, as well as 2 strong magnets. And you could see how strong those are. It could be difficult to pick up, so I have some washi tape on there with some wings on there so I could pick that up easily. Now I'm going to bring in my stamp. I'm going to place it where I would like it to be. I'm going to close that clear plate, press on it, and pick it up. So next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it here on the side so you could see. I'm going to bring in the stamp set case and just put it underneath this plate for a little bit of support while I'm inking that up. And I'm going to be bringing in my Momento black ink. So this is Momento Tuxedo black ink, and this is recommended to use with your alcohol markers, and it's a water-based fast drying dye ink, so it helps that your alcohol markers does not bleed outside the lined images. So once you're working with alcohol blends, you want to keep in mind that they do bleed. So once you finish your coloring your image and you're designing your projects, you may want to cover that up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is ink my image up. And if you're using the clear blocks, it's nice to ink your image up with the image facing up, so you could see if you have enough coverage with the ink. So we're going to go ahead and close that plate and just try to put even amount of pressure all around. And that area right in here, I'm just going to see if I could get the ink to transfer over before I ink it up again. And sometimes it depends on your image. You may have to do 2 or 3 passes. And I am going to ink it up just one more time. I just wanted to get a more coverage in the center of the flower. All right, and that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my magnet. Put this over on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the petals. And our Stampin' blend markers comes 2 in a pack. For the blending purposes, it comes with a dark tone and a lighter tone. So for the petals of the flower, we're going to be using bronze. We're going to be using the dark of the Mango Melody, as well as the light of Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to be using these 3. And I'm going to do from darkest to the lightest. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my bronze. And you could see here they have 2 tips, a broader tip and a thinner tip. This is one more like for writing. And if you want to work on smaller areas. And then you have your broader tip. I prefer the broader tip because it's pointed there to the end and the flow is much nicer. So those dark areas that the artist brought for us, I'm just going to go ahead and put the bronze around that. Where you see they have those darker lines. This is just coloring, is just relaxing. I don't know if you guys like coloring, but I love to color. And then the bigger images are so much better than the smaller images. Easier to stay within the lines. So next what I'm going to come in with is with the Mango Melody, the dark Mango Melody. And we're going to blend it with the bronze color. And with these darker colors, the Mango Melody and the bronze, I did put some on the tip, but right in here, I'm just staying here in the base. I'm just going to leave the tips exposed. I'm going to use the lighter color on the tips. Next, I'm going to come in with the light of the Daffodil Delight. So we're just going to blend that out and cover the rest of our petal, the remainder of the petal. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling the colors through, blending that, taking that lighter yellow and just blending all those colors together. So the darker colors, the bronze color and then the Mango Melody, we try to put it more to the base of the leaves. And then you take in your Daffodil Delight and just pull in the colors from the base of the leaves, blending them in and bringing it to the tips. Like I say, when it comes to the finer section, you could use your smaller tip. Now, if you're going to use your die and cut it out, going outside of the line wouldn't matter as much. And I'm just turning my paper as I work. This will be much easier for me as I'm coloring. And I am a lefty. I hope you guys could see okay. And I think that really adds some texture to your work. So we have also a color lifter to lift, because I went out some of the outside some of the edges there, and I'm going to use that and see how it works. Sometimes it leaves a little halo on it, but I'll try it here and see how it works. So this is our color lifter, so I'm going to try and see that is spilling juices. How that works. I'm just going to use a smaller tip. If this video is bringing you any creative value, go ahead and smash the like button down below. All right, so I'll let that dry there, and then we're going to go ahead and work on the inside of our flower. So it did pretty good, not too bad on removing that little color there. So we're going to work on the inside of our flower. So with the inside, we're going to be using crumb cake, and we're going to be using the dark and the light of the crumb cake. And I am going to start with the light crumb cake. And if you notice, they have a dark area here, a light area here, and a dark area here. So I'm just going to go in here and color that light area with the lighter crumb cake. So next, what I'm going to do is bring in the dark crumb cake. I'm using the larger tip, and then I'm going to color around here. And while I'm here, I'm just going to add a little darkness right here around the edges where the petal meets the center. And between those leaves, the line of the leaves, I'm going to just take that out a little bit. Just a line between where the leaves meet. Just going up just to add a little bit more dimension to that flower. Okay, so then right here I am going to add some of the darker crumb cake. Just on the edge of that dark center. So you have three circles. One here outside the dark center with the dark crumb cake, then you go out with the light crumb cake, and then again with the dark crumb cake. So right here we have a little bit of ink, and I'm going to just put the color lifter there and see if we could get rid of it. It worked pretty good today. If you take a look. If you're interested in any of the products that I use here today, I'll list it in the description down below. Thank you guys for tuning in. Get out there and be creative. This is Claudette, and I'll catch you on the next video.